Yeah, so I guess we are live and it's that day of the week, Friday. But this time we are not here for the breaking news session. We will do it a bit differently. Yeah, so I mean, what a week for cricket fans. I mean, a lot of cricket going on around the globe. India playing Bangladesh at Chennai, that England Australia series, two of the oldest rivals in cricket, locking horns in a five-match ODI series, and then New Zealand fighting out to win against Sri Lanka at Galle. So a lot of cricket, to be honest, going on, and we will have a chat regarding all these cricket matches, to be honest, and also maybe some upcoming series. And as we every time do, questions from you guys. So that's the main thing. I mean, you guys need to shoot on questions. Keep shooting your feedbacks, questions, and if you are new to the channel, please guys subscribe our channel. That's the only thing which you can motivate us in the future. So yeah, so
Oh,
Utkarsh is here.
Utkarsh is back.
Yo, man. So after a week, we are meeting. I think it was on last Saturday. We did a live. So definitely, I mean, so I will ask Rajatabo to start with the India Bangladesh. I think, which I
Yes,
think most of us are watching, and then we will slowly move on to the Sri Lanka, New Zealand, and England Australia series.
yes, of course. Like what a series we are having, basically. I mean, although this was quite anticipated. Bloodline cricket high after a long time, busy with college submission. Yeah, man, me too. You know, probably.
Yeah, no issues. But today you're here. That's the bigger thing.
Yeah. You know the situation in Kolkata and in West Bengal as well. If you're not from Kolkata, so the situation has not been pretty good. So we have been, you know, busy in some other issues other than cricket and sports as well. So going coming back to India Bangladesh. So what a series we are having. I think we were supposed to have a live yesterday, but all of us, we did not have time and we did not
Yeah, we definitely wish to
come
make a
together.
live on the first day, but maybe it was not possible being
Yeah.
a weekday and all those things. Maybe
Yeah,
everyone was preoccupied in
because
some other.
yesterday it could have been a very different story because the first two sessions completely went to Bangladesh. Like I think who was it? Hassan Mahmood. Yeah, Taskin Ahmed was today. Hassan Mahmood, you know, taking down this guy Rohit Sharma, then Shubman Gill,
Yeah.
and then Virat Kohli on the trot, back to back, 3 wickets, and then probably another wicket. Who was it? Rishabh Pant or KL Rahul? I forgot.
Yeah, Rishabh Pant also. Rishabh Pant fourth,
Rishabh
and
Pant.
then
Yeah, so
I think
yeah, so
Nahid Rana got Yashasvi Jaiswal and Mehdi got Rahul. At 144 for
yeah.
6, I remember watching that match sitting in office, and I thought 144 for 6, India are in some sort of trouble. 250 is the max they can think of, another wicket, and Akashdeep, Bumrah, those three bowlers would have worked in.
Exactly. I had an important meeting yesterday, so I thought that I will just watch the first session and then switch it off. So I was waiting for Rohit and Virat to score some big runs because we were obviously not expecting Bangladesh the pace attack to be this lethal on the red soil pitch that they have prepared at Chennai. But definitely, I mean, like they have surprised us. I mean, the swing that this guy Hassan Mahmood was bringing to the table on the first few overs and during the first spell of the first day, like that was incredible. I mean, it looked like he was like some premium quality bowlers. Very disappointed with Virat, even when he thinks Plum he should take DRS his wicket is. And of course, I mean, this was like a closed match today. We will come to day two, but let's talk about day one first. Bloodline cricket. So the first two sessions, definitely kudos to Bangladesh to restricting India to 144 for 6 or something like that. And then, of course, Sir Ravindra Jadeja and the master of this Chepauk, the stadium. So Ravi Ashwin, they came out
Yeah,
together.
two
And
guys
I think,
who know the Chepauk Stadium so well. I mean, one has played almost his entire IPL career for 12 years in Chepauk, and another one, I mean, the local homeboy.
yeah, the homeboy. And he has also played a lot of years in Chennai as well before moving to Punjab and then to other franchises.
Yeah, also
And
he's played
like,
a lot of domestic cricket. Recently, he played the TNPL. Also, he was batting very well there in at Chepauk.
exactly. I mean, I was just thinking today that even we these days we after seeing Joe Root bowl in the subcontinent, especially in India, Sri Lanka, the under these spinning tracks, we have revered Joe Root as an all rounder, just besides Joe Root the bowler, Joe Root the batsman. But I don't think we give credit to our own boy Ashwin the all rounder. We talk about Ashwin the bowler, 500 plus wickets in Test, but we don't give credit to Ashwin the batsman. 6 Test centuries, man, that's not a joke. And most of them have come under tremendous pressure situations, especially, I mean, we were talking about the Sydney Test as well previously.
Yeah, hi
And
Subradeep.
Hi,
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 hi.
Subhadeep. Hi, Subhadeep. We were just doing a small recapitulation on the previous day, and India has turned it around. I mean, today in the morning after Taskin Ahmed took down Jadeja, we thought that and this guy Ashwin. So we thought that probably it will be an you know maybe an even contest. I mean, although the score was 300 plus by the time, so we thought that Bangladesh might have some chance of a comeback. But then we all know that who is opening the spell. Jadeja bowling that Bumrah. That first over playing outswingers, and the last ball comes around the wicket, throws in an in swinger, throws him. I think who was it? I
Shadman
forgot.
Islam, Shadman Islam.
Shadman Islam throws him completely off guard, and like what an over to start off the I mean the Bangladeshi innings. And then I think they did not really take off. I mean, the Bangladeshi innings did have some steam in the middle order with Shakib and Litton, but and I think Mehdi also did. I
Yeah,
mean,
I think the only time they looked interested was when Shakib and Liton was batting. Also, I think I noticed Shakib doing something interesting. I mean, there was a lot of talk regarding that he was queuing that
yeah, the helmet
sort of a
strap with the
bind,
helmet.
and I
Uh-huh.
think some guys made video on that also, that he was just trying to control his head falling apart and something like that. It was some balance control. If
Yeah,
any of you can shed some light on that trick.
yeah. Today,
No,
today,
I
today, I was
didn't
watching
see
a
it.
live of Rev
Yeah,
Sports. I think today I was watching a live of Rev Sports. So they were saying they have some on ground coverage. So they were saying Shakib is probably having some issues with his vision. So he's consulting some ophthalmologists in
yeah.
in Chennai.
This has
Yeah,
been
I
So
going
think
on
it was in
since
the
the last World
2023
Cup.
World Cup also, when he was having problem in pulling those
I think
short balls and all.
yeah,
that Sri
exactly,
Lanka
exactly.
game. Sri Lanka game was the one where
So
he took
yeah,
the
yeah, that,
retreatment
that
in
that is
between
why his
games.
batting has been quite subpar over the recent few months. But I think, I mean, he has been the only man to hold fort today. And Litton Das looked quite good in touch, but then again, I mean, you are kind of helpless against this Indian bowling attack. I mean, well, I mean, only when they get tired, and only when the ball was not swinging too much, it was not reverse swinging too much, and there was no spin, that they did gather a couple of runs on the board. And I think I need to praise Shanto as well. Like Shanto has been. I mean, we did say that Shanto had not been doing great with the bat, but I think he did show enough composure today before stepping out unnecessarily and giving that catch a third slip or gully. Was it third slip probably?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I,
I love this
are there any
captaincy too,
comments?
Shanko. I love this captaincy. I know the talk was the red soil pitch, pace bowling track, favorable to paces, but it's not easy. Winning the toss in Chennai, your decision, had it not been successful with 4 wickets in the first session, it could have been really, really under pressure. Could have damaged your kind of a reputation. Like, how can you, winning the toss in Chennai, decide to bowl
Yeah,
first against India? Yeah,
but probably it was an obvious call. I mean, like they knew that the track was not going to be dolly spinning, so they knew, and they also knew the Indian pace attack, and India were playing with three pacers, so Akashdeep, Siraj, and Bumrah. So you would not want on day one, session one, you to put your new youngsters in front of Bumrah and Siraj from opposite ends on a pitch that where the ball is swinging so much.
so many ups and downs in the whole game. Starting with those 4 wickets in the first session, and then I it's hard to say, but I didn't like how Rishabh got out in the first innings. I don't want to use the word again with his name. I once I wrote one of those articles on Rishabh, and he used the word careless and carefree. There's fine line between being careless and you become carefree. MS was a bit carefree guy. He didn't used to think about these things, holy shit, so all the kind of other things. Sometimes you
And previously we used to say that
trying to be carefree. Some,
and previously we
yeah,
used to say that
sometimes trying to be carefree.
Rishabh
You
is a
sometimes
young prospect, so we should give him more time. But now I think he has done enough to be called a senior guy in the team, so he needs to take more responsibilities and
enough. Yeah,
Hassan
enough.
Mahmood
So many things he has done.
wants
The day one great
great.
spell, but can overdue after some time. Hassan is hitting at least 1 or 4 in every over. Yeah, if it's about the second innings, I have really concerned about the Bangladesh batting. Keeping them under this heat. The bowl, I think they bowled around 80 or 90 overs in the first innings. Kept around the heat for the whole first day, and then on first hour in the second day, and then you just put your feet up for about 4
Yes.
hours, then back in the field again with the new ball, tried, and especially Taskin, he also got a couple of wickets, Yashasvi, and again some
Yashasvi
of
and
the bat,
Rohit.
again some of the way the dismissals.
Yashasvi, I think Nahid Rana got him. Anyways,
Yeah, but some of the dismissals
But I
that we
think
saw.
Bloodline Cricket, I think Taskin was not hitting the right lengths on the first day like he was today. So probably that is why. And Nahid Rana, I mean, they were more reliant. I mean, reliant on his pace rather than his ability to swing the ball and trouble the batsman. So I
Yeah,
think Hassan Mahmood was the only choice because the
yeah, to
track
be
was not.
honest, I mean, apart from Taskin, the other guys weren't experienced also that much, maybe. And but I think still they did pretty well with the new ball. But once that counter attack started from Ashwin and Jadeja, I think they started losing the lines and length. Maybe also a bit tired in that
Exactly.
sweltering heat in Chennai.
and
yeah, they did pretty
and that
well.
is and
But
that is why
one
and that
thing
is why
is,
experience, practice, and resilience comes in. Like
yeah,
Bumrah, Siraj, even Akashdeep has played a lot of domestic cricket.
And
Like
also in the
playing out in
subcontinent,
the
you need to
subcontinent is hard.
master the
Yeah,
art of reverse swing with the old ball. I mean, you won't get enough swing with the ball. I mean, you just can rely on pace or bounce in the subcontinent. You need to
exactly.
learn that art.
yeah,
And playing out
Hassan
in this
Mahmood
this
bowled.
under the sun for 20 20 20 25 odd overs, you might have to put in 25 overs on a bad day. So and when the ball is not swinging, when the ball is not reverse swinging as well, like when you're going through the phase from like 15 20 25
Yeah,
overs, when the ball is not old enough to do the reverse swing, so when it's getting softer
you
as
know,
well. So
Hassan
I
Mahmood
think that
bowled
is going to
pretty
be the
well.
one.
There is no doubt in it.
No
Hassan
doubt.
Mahmood
Yeah.
was pretty good in the first innings, but some of the Indian dismissals, they just threw the wicket. To be honest, they threw the wicket away. Rohit got a couple of great balls in the first innings and second innings. I think the delivery, the way Virat got out in the first, it has become a regularity. You bowl the fourth stump line, he will edge it. It has become a regularity, unwritten rule, I would say.
I think
Yes,
probably the only way Virat can get out of it is he needs to put himself in Sachin's 241 Sydney mindset. Like I will not touch a fourth stump
yeah.
ball.
The two dismissal he had, first one, fourth innings in a fourth stump line, he will edged it. The second innings,
Yeah, but I mean,
Virat.
I think that's one place where Virat does. I think Sachin had a more greater range of shots maybe than Virat. I think Sachin Virat doesn't
Definitely.
play that square cut that much, or like Sachin used to do, and so he's more reliant on that cover drive, particularly to get him going. If he doesn't play the cover drive, then maybe he can play an innings like Pujara or someone. He will get sort of stuck. I think he tried that in South Africa. I remember in that John. I think in that Cape Town test in 2022, where he tried just restricting him from going for that cover drive, but what it meant was he was just not getting those runs because bowlers kept him bowling in that region and he was just getting stuck, not able to
It's
score.
hard. It's not easy. Sachin did it, and the innings we always talk about, because it wasn't the fact that the Brett Lee and all the Australian bowlers didn't bowl you half volley. They also invited him for cover drives, but he insisted on not playing the shot. That was where the resilience come over Virat. The fitness of level of Bangladesh players have taken as a significant leap. Consistently bowling their fastest average speed in each spell is impressive. Yeah, impressive, especially in this heat. I mean, Bangladesh got one of the great conditions was last day was totally overcast. So by the time I think
Yeah,
it
but
was one of,
I think
mostly it was overcast.
a team that practices in Dhaka should not have any trouble in playing in Chepauk.
That's too hot, too hot in Dhaka. But yeah, I was talking about Virat. I thought both the dismissals he had in those 2 days was pretty ordinary. The first innings, it, and even the second innings, the off spinner, it has become a kind of a regularity. Tamim was speaking to Ravi Shastri. He was saying that does it matter to him? I think it doesn't really at a point of time. Doesn't really matter to him how he gets out. Moeen Ali, Adil Rashid, and all the off spinners. Miraj today. I mean, how can you get out to it consistently if you are one of the best batters of the world currently? You can't make it a pattern. You have making a pattern now. Just bowl a off spinner. I remember Ollie Robinson. Ollie Robinson that was a 2021 series in England. Ollie Robinson got out Virat in Headingley, and he was asked how to get out Virat, and he said it's easy with Virat. Just bolt in the fourth channel line, and he will nick it. And he was so simple in saying that cannot just
Yeah, I
allow.
think since 20, there was some stat like since 2021 Virat has got out LBW against finger spinners the most times. I think
Yeah,
it
you
was
cannot allow
9.
it.
Yeah,
You
and
cannot
the
allow a
second one is
bowler.
Joe Root 8.
Yeah, you cannot allow a bowler or a opposition team just to make a pattern of your dismissals and say, "Hey, we are gonna put a off spinner. We are gonna bowl in the fourth term line," and I was pretty sure, not in this over or the second over, third over, he will surely nick it off or get out against off spinner. That has become an absolutely bad patching thing. As we move close to equator, the effect of sunshine become
Utkarsh, I have been to
was
Dhaka
it?
and
See,
Chicago,
Chennai is
both the
more
cities.
humidity. I would say
Yeah. I will talk from my personal experience. So
it's
I've been to
so
Dhaka
humid
and
in
Chennai.
Chennai. So
Yeah, and I've been to both the cities, and so I
yeah.
know the conditions of both the cities very well. I've been in South India for 5 years. I've been in Trivandrum for 5 years. I've been in Chennai multiple times. I've been to Dhaka only last year, so I have considerable experience of weather on both the sides. And so I'm speaking from experience. So if you can bear the humidity in Dhaka, because humidity
Yeah.
is something that adds a lot to the temperature, because the humidity, it increases the heat index. So even if you have 26 degrees Celsius
Yeah,
and you have like 95% humidity, that can cause much
feels
more,
like 40.
you know, feel of heat and
Yeah,
discomfort than 30 degrees and 75% of humidity. So not maybe 75, maybe
yeah,
50% humidity. So I mean, like, comparing like that does not
interrupting.
make sense. It's like the discomfort that you are feeling.
It says, I think Virat is not taking seriously
I
small
hope
teams
Rock
seriously.
BGT hopes
He
so.
will play the big games like the BGT will rock up. I hope. I mean, even what is the small teams? You are bound to score against the opposition. If you are calling them weak teams, you are bound to score against those teams. You cannot say that I will fail against the weak teams and score runs against the stronger teams. The stronger teams will have better bowler, better resources against you, better kind of, I'll say, better
Yeah,
planning
the
will
thing
against you.
is, I mean, Virat being the batter, he will here and there the big knock will come, the big 100 will come. I have no doubt about it. But you just can't make a pattern of your dismissals.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
then,
bigger thing.
as Bloodline Cricket said, Virat had a terrible T20 World Cup throughout, and then he stepped up when it was needed the most. So I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
you never
what.
know.
That's
So
what always keep me
make
motivating.
that's what makes him so special. So
That's what keep me motivated. That we need to see Virat
Yeah,
Kohli.
I think Anubhav has come up with some thing related to the South Africa Afghanistan series. Yeah, we will come to that also. Definitely, we will. That's also gonna be. I think we mentioned those three series, but Afghanistan South Africa is also going on very well. Afghanistan has put up 300 plus in this match, and there's a chance they can win this match.
We got to say one another thing that all the dismissals that India had in the top order in the first innings was pretty ordinary. Not only apart from Virat, Rohit got a brilliant ball. Nothing to do with Rohit's delivery. It was a brilliant ball. Even with soft hands, it carried to a second slip. And
right.
then we moved through it. Who was it? It was Gill against again. Unfortunate. I mean, he is there in the crease. I don't know how we'll extend his time in the middle. I can't believe it, man. He got a leg side delivery. He got a outside edge. I mean,
I, I
seriously, he
I
is
don't think
really
Virat has
fortunate
enough
enough.
time to go back to London because there is a New Zealand series coming.
Well, after ban series finish, he'll stay in India or he go back to London. Oh no, he'll go back to London. They have a T20 series, so he will get a week's time, at least a week's time to go and stay there. Whatever. See, Shubman was really unfortunate. KL Rahul again, man. Again, he went into a shell. He just went to defensive mindset. When the spinners came, he just poked into the cylinder off.
Yeah,
It has been
I think KL
again,
Rahul is suffering from a lack of confidence.
again the same regularity. You have just asked the opposition team to make a pattern of your dismissals. Rishabh again, I can't say careless, but I had to say careless again. Yashasvi Jaiswal batted brilliantly, but again he was missing so much, so much. He was going for the shots, the cut shots, getting so much luck. At the end of the time, the luck ran out, and he got out on the fashion. Even in the second innings, he was driving those deliveries with confidence. Got one of those deliveries, he took the outside edge of his blade and entered a keeper's hand. Then who was it? Ashwin batted beautifully. You look at Ashwin batting. I think the top order should take a lesson on how to bat in those conditions. It has been a unwritten rule that whenever top order of the Indian team will fail, Ashwin will come and score those runs. It did it's same against
I have a
England.
question for you too and the audience as
Yeah.
well, if anyone wants to answer. So, Ashwin had this 112 incredible innings, but no wickets. Jadeja had like 2 wickets in 86. So, based on the match so far, if you had to award someone the man of the match, who would it be, Ashwin or Jadeja?
So till
Also, I
that point,
think. maybe wait for the last innings to see who picks up more wickets. If
No,
Jadeja picks up some more
I
wickets,
will
then
have Ashwin. I will have Ashwin straight away. The mindset of Ashwin was the reason why Jadeja scored those runs.
yeah.
Ashwin
Also,
was
I mean,
really
Jadeja
attacking.
came with a fresh, like in a sort of intent. He usually likes to get into a shell and play that sort of a Rahul type innings. But yesterday he was also going for his shots. He was he slog swept the spinner for a six, which I
And
haven't seen
the way
from him
they
a long
attacked
time.
Shakib, when Shakib came into the attack, they attacked him from the start. It wasn't like we did see the first couple of overs. It was the attack from the first day. Ashwin against the pace, yeah, as Utkarsh mentioned, Ashwin against the pace was brilliant. And he praised his stint with Chipok Gills in a TNPL. He stayed there, held a whole Tamil in the Premier League, used his T20 version of the game, aggressive mindset, used his feet. Some of the pull shot he played, excellent, excellent batting from Ashwin. And as I said, in those conditions, the fast bowlers are getting so much of the threat pitch on a red soil pitch. It was great to see him score those runs, century. And I think it was sixth century, equaling MS Dhoni, MS Nawari. I
We
think
will
it was
need this
MS.
version of Ashwin in Australia.
If he
We will
plays,
need
if he
bats.
plays, if he
Yeah, we will need
plays,
this
yes,
version of
I'm
Ashwin.
not
Yeah,
sure it. Yeah, we need to have more of this because at some point of time he needs to have Ashwin in the overseas test matches in the five tests in Australia. At
yeah,
some of the test matches, maybe in Sydney will play,
yeah. And
maybe in Melbourne. Yeah,
another thing
sorry.
another thing that gives me solace at this point is that if you see the Indian playing 11, almost
Yeah,
every one of them can bat. Almost every one of them.
yeah,
Like
straight away.
like
Have to say,
like even Siraj can hold his fort for some time.
and he
We
did
have
it
seen
when
Bumrah
Ashwin
play.
scored that
We have
century
seen
against
Bumrah
England
play.
in 2021. Yeah, Siraj was
Yeah,
the one.
yeah, we have seen Bumrah play previously. We today we saw Akashdeep with some fantastic shots. I mean, although he got out cheaply, but I think his intent was to
No
score
issue.
as many runs as possible in a short period
Yeah,
of time. And then Siraj has been doing pretty well with the bat. If even in the World Cup final 2023, he added 10 odd runs with Kuldeep Yadav. Kuldeep added 10, he
Yeah,
added 10. And that led India score from 221 or 222 to 240. And that saved us from an even more shameful defeat.
sorry, Rajatama, I wasn't actually smiling on your comment. I was
No,
smiling on the comment of Utkarsh.
no, no, no.
He said
I
whether
understand.
no one side and played. I thought Shaki got arrested. I saw that in one of the tweets in Twitter. I saw the same comment in one of the Twitter. I just said, "Oh my goodness me!"
No,
Shakib had an excellent time in Surrey last week. He came there with the same performance. I was really surprised to see him not getting the ball, in the first inning. So maybe towards after lunch, he came into attack so late, so late. I mean, Shakib, when you have such an experienced guy, so the conditions in Having said that, apart from the red soil pitch and the fast bowling attack, if you are playing in Chennai, the ball will spin. If you have the quality in you, the ball will spin. They just spun the ball, shouldn't spun the ball at some point of time. So the ball will
maybe
spin if you
tomorrow.
have
Maybe
quality.
maybe tomorrow we will see more turn on the pitch. Maybe from tomorrow.
yeah,
If the
definitely. I
game
mean,
Oh, yeah,
on
if
day
the game
guys,
three, if it goes till
I,
four, I think definitely.
do you guys
that is
think that
very
tomorrow is the
unlikely.
last day? Do you guys think tomorrow
I,
will be the last day for the game?
yeah,
Most
my
likely.
prediction
Most
is
likely.
tomorrow. Probably India will try to pile something like 400,
I
450.
think maybe another session if Rishabh bats till lunch, I think India can declare.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think 60 was to be enough to get this
no, but
Bangladesh. The way they
yeah,
batted,
yeah, but then again, I feel that there is no need to hurry because we have like almost we have 3 days in hand, and we all remember what happened. Pakistan declared at 446 for six, and then they went on to lose the test. I mean, I know Indian bowling attack is not his equivalent to Pakistani bowling attack, but if they can hold the fort, if they are resilient, then anything can
yeah,
happen
man,
because they will have a lot of time in the hand. They will know that if we
true.
can hold our fort, we can chase it down because we have done it previously.
Yeah,
Even to
definitely.
come
I
back.
think if India can bat for another 1.5 session, they will just literally close out this game, and it's then just a matter of time.
Yeah, probably maybe drag it out to some point where they will not be able to reach it over the
Yeah,
next even over the
450 I
next
think will be
two and a
enough.
half. Yeah,
450 will
Yeah,
be
next two
enough.
and a half.
just close it out. Just outbat them. Virat in my heart.
Okay, I
I
haven't
think
seen.
he's new to the channel, but anyways, I think he's the new subscriber. It's I think one subscriber has gone up. So if
Guys,
you are that guy,
we're at
congrats to you.
174.
And it's
I
very
should
heartbreaking.
I should see 200 by the end of next week.
You get out
Share it with your
by
friends.
2 days in it hurt, and this is not going to see Virat. The edge always talk about. I was having a chat with one of my seniors in the writing position. He said, "How can you be so horrible in not taking a review? The batsmen always know if there's edge. Not the thing with Virat." I remember the 2019 World Cup when he got an edge against Muhammad Amir into the pads and it didn't review. And the same thing happened today. So there is one of the things that Virat, when he hits the pad and the bat at the same point in time, he is one of those rare persons who can't hear his own kind of a sound of the bat. Number of cases
Brother,
of Shakib,
I will.
better than
I have a comment on this. You finish, then I'll say.
no, 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 go on, go on, go on.
I was thinking that we have Shakib in the same match. We have Ashwin in
Yeah,
the same match. The timeout
yeah.
guy, the man cat guy.
Oh
We have
no,
Mushfiqur Rahim. We have Virat Kohli. We have
oh
Gautam
no.
Gambhir, and we are still not seeing anything
Siraj.
saucy. Yeah, Siraj, and we are still not seeing anything saucy cook up so far.
Maybe in Kanpur. They're waiting to Kanpur. Oh
Maybe.
man, there was a point of time. If you guys see, I don't know whether you guys saw the whole game because I was walking side. You had to. There was a point of time when I think Litton does just drill the ball to Ashwin, and it took the legs of Shakib and into the stumps, and Ashwin actually
Yeah,
appealed
yeah,
for it.
yeah. He appealed
And
for that, and they had a check upstairs.
and I remember, I think it was Rod Tucker. Rod Tucker saying, "Are you guys appealing? Then I will go into a DRS." And Shaki was like, "No, they can't appeal. I mean, it didn't." And she said, "Yeah, we can appeal. Please go to a DRS." And Rod Tucker said, "Okay, India is appealing, going for a DRS." And it was such a funny thing to say. But yeah, I think India is well ahead. Driver city at the moment, well ahead in the game. Okay, let's move
Yeah,
to
also
the
maybe Shubman Gill will just try to, silence his critics with 100 here tomorrow, and just secure his place for now.
I think he'll get out in before 30, surely. He'll get
He's
out.
on 20 odd, I think, at the moment, right?
No issues. 30. He'll get
I
out.
think
30 or 40 maybe. I can't see him.
No,
Yeah, he
he's on
played.
33 already. 33 already
Okay.
is.
Before for before 40.
I think Shubman will at least score a half century. At least a half century.
Who knows? But some of his dismissals are pretty. He is really fortunate enough to stay in this Indian team. The
Yeah, but it
average of
doesn't matter how much he scores tomorrow. Even if he scores 100, I mean, he needs to take responsibility when it matters.
it is. I think coming from responsibility, you guys saw the last game last evening, England Australia. What is that comment from Harry Brook? I found it ridiculous. He said, "We will keep on hitting some of the balls, and at 1 or 2 days, it will go for a six. Doesn't really matter." It was absolutely, as I mentioned, careless. This is another careless comment from the England captain. If you can't hit a ball for a six at Trent Bridge, I don't know which ground you can hit it.
A lot of the old guys are coming to that.
Bro, when KL Rahul going to perform, I think he's going to damn the BCCI like should be getting chance with 30 whatever it's. KL Rahul, another one. He went into a shell pretty fastly, and if you see, he didn't try to be aggressive. Went into a shell, and then when the spinners
Yeah,
came
I
in,
think KL Rahul is the best when he can express himself, but he hardly expresses himself. He always likes to go into a shell, and that's where his game
Yeah,
quality decreases.
I think we have criticized him a bit too much after the 2023 World Cup final, and after that his curve has been like steeply downwards.
But maybe he
Because
deserved to.
yeah,
this is a good
because he
question.
thinks that if I score runs, at least I will stay in the team because it's test match, and if I don't score runs at all, if I do nothing, then probably I will be kicked out of the team.
Yeah,
So I mean
pressure.
maybe something like that is playing at the back of his mind
Yeah,
because
also I think
Shreyas
maybe
Iyer got
we
kicked
can
out.
have a small chat on the Afghanistan match also. I think Anubhav was also asking regarding that.
Rise of the Asia cricket overall. Sri Lanka going hard head to head with New Zealand. Obviously, it is playing in golf, so they will definitely go head to head with New Zealand. Bangladesh improving, Nepal building a great fan base. Growth of Afghanistan, Kamindu Mendis, Nishanka. Growth of Afghanistan is definitely an
Yeah,
exciting process to see.
this kind of also gives a notion about how the India New Zealand series is going to pan out. So it's
Yeah,
also I'm guessing it's also going to be a one-sided series, maybe 2-0 or 3-0 to India.
I'm not sure about New
Yeah.
Zealand. I think they batted pretty well in Sri Lanka today. I know 200 lead, and then tomorrow is obviously off day because of election, so they will resume on Sunday. Sri
Yeah, but
Lanka,
Sri Lanka are in a pretty decent position. I mean, they still have 6 wickets in hand, and I think if they can get close to the 270, 280 run mark, it's not gonna be that easy.
I'm not sure actually. Why I'm not sure is one of the things is golf can be one of those horrible times where you can lose wickets at a cluster. Six wickets left, but you have to remember that four wickets will be the bowlers. So you have actually
Yeah,
a
also maybe
back
New Zealand just couldn't capitalize their start. I mean, they started excellently. They were 140 odd for two, I think, yesterday at one point, and then they lost wickets in heaps.
Tom Latham again. He plays the sweep shot too pretty well. I have to say, when he came to India last time in 2021, he played the sweep shot pretty well. But sometimes he overdo it. Overdoing the sweep shot means the bowlers are sure about it. One of the points he will sweep and the ball will bounce awkwardly and got the edge of his blade. That's what happened against Ramesh Mendis. I was not
Yeah, I mean,
really
Williamson also played very well, and so was Daryl Mitchell.
Brilliantson got a brilliant ball, and I think Kushal Mendes took a brilliant catch. It anticipated the catch at the point of time was pretty brilliant. I was not
Daryl
happy.
Mitchell got run out after that
Yeah,
brilliant knock.
my issue was with Prabhat Jayasuriya. He has an excellent record at golf. I think his average of under 20 at golf with six or seven 5 wicket hauls in 10 games or whatever, 10 innings
I
actually.
think he had his debut at Gaul only against Australia, where he
Against
picked
Australia,
up
yeah.
that 12 for against Australia, I think.
His average is pretty good. The only thing I was keen to see was how he struggled today. And New Zealand batted well. He took it in him. Australia, Pakistan made a mistake of defending him quite too much. New Zealand took on him. New Zealand kept on smashing him for the boundaries. So one of those ties happened that he was irregular with his line and length, which has been his powerful act, and something that actually didn't really took out.
Sorry,
I can't take the
comments.
comment. No, I can't take the comment. What is going on? Is there no flop movies for Akhtar Shetty is better than from Principal? Oh no, I can't take it. But yeah, then Sri Lanka is at the moment. I will say they are ahead of the game at the moment, but I can't be sure that New Zealand will say no. We will not make a comeback. New Zealand is one of those teams you always know they'll make one of those plans in the day. And the great thing is,
Also, one word for Will O'Rourke.
wow, excellent! What a guy! He is the future of New Zealand cricket. If they are if he is going to sustain in Test matches in the future, to be honest, excellent
Yeah, I
guy.
feel
What a
sad for
guy!
Kyle Jamieson. I think he
Yeah.
came only to deny India that one WTC title, and then he vanished.
Brother.
Oh, when was the last time Kyle Davis played Test match? Was it England
I think he
last year?
played one test in that England series where England won, drawn it 1-1.
So was it? So it was in
2023 February.
2003 February.
Yeah, it was in 2023 February only. That match where Jimmy Anderson tickled down to find let to wicketkeeper,
Oh,
lost
so
by
he
one
played that
run.
home summer. So he has
No
been
worries.
out for
India will
more
win
than
the
Yeah,
1 year.
yeah,
WTC
but
this year.
then also I don't. I think he played one test. I'm not sure, but then also I don't remember him to be that much effective. I think he lost his effectiveness after those injuries.
That means he has been out for 18 months. The stress factor can be really frustrating if you are a fast bowler.
Yeah, I
So
think Jofra was also suffering from that for a
yeah,
long time.
but England took care of him actually. And Jofra is one of those white ball players in actress format, so we need him. That's not the case with Kyle James. I think he can focus on red ball cricket pretty much more than white ball stuffs, and that will be pretty important for him.
Yeah, at
But
the
yeah,
moment that New Zealand bowling setup, which won them the WTC title, I think that's mostly changed. Saudi is at the end of his career. Bolt has not played Test cricket for quite some time. He won't play Test cricket in the future. Also, I think Wagner's retired. Jamison's been struggling with his injuries, and it's all down to Saudi, who is at the end of his career. I think it's mostly the
I
new
don't
guys
know.
now. Will O'Rourke.
And
They have got Ben
Saudi
Sears. He played very well against Australia. Ben Sears.
Ben Sears was excellent rookie. Matt Henry is
Kindly,
one of those guys who
kindly
Matt
quickly can
Henry
play.
is there.
Matt
kindly
I
Henry
check
is
think
the
one of those
Scott
career
guys.
of
Scott Sutherland also plays in those home tests.
Karun Nair is
He
his sad
could, but
story.
I'm not really sure about Cooklane or Scott, whatever his name is. I find it hard to pronounce his name, Scott Cooklane or whatever.
Karun
He
Nair is
found
a
it
sad
hard.
story.
Yeah, Kyle Jamison finished like, see, Karuna and Kyle Jamison is different thing. Karuna was dropped because of, I don't say I won't say he was dropped because of getting someone in. I think he was given a chance in Australia series. He didn't perform and he was dropped. Kyle Jamison is injured, so he will make a comeback once he gets fully fit. Watching matches after World Cup is like change of era. Too many new faces almost in all the teams. Is it? I'm not sure about it.
Maybe
Is it?
I think yeah, Will O'Rourke, a bit of new names maybe. Will O'Rourke, Ben Sears.
Well, we're playing test matches, so there will be new player faces at all.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think,
it's not
Yeah,
the
for
yeah,
New
ODI.
Zealand, maybe a couple of new faces, but also if you
I
watch
think,
the England ODI, maybe England ODI team has got quite a few new faces.
I think the
All the
Indian
faces
team
are
is
new, to be honest.
Indian team is fairly
Yeah,
the same.
fairly the
It's
same,
it's
to be honest. The kind
yeah,
of
India
same
is
thing.
mostly same.
It's Rohit and Shubman, then Virat at three, then I think
Yeah,
Shreyash at four, Rahul at five, Hardik at six. I think number seven was Shardul Thakur, but I
yeah,
think maybe Mohammad Shami, Bumrah, Siraj, and Kuldeep. I think was it Kuldeep? No, was it
yeah.
Ashwin?
Kuldeep, Kuldeep.
It was Kuldeep. It was Kuldeep.
Yeah,
And,
also
and
Afghanistan. I mean how they are playing brilliantly. I mean Allah Ghazanfar last day, and today also the Rahmanullah Gurbaz got another 100. I mean they've been superb. Azmatullah also got 86 of 50.
guys, I have to
That
go for
was
10 minutes.
that
I
was
will
the
be back soon. I will be
okay.
back
No
soon.
issues.
Okay, sure.
I love the innings of Azmatullah winning 86 runs in 50 balls, and the way he stroked the deliveries was pretty brilliant.
So
Australia
Utkarsh is
went
saying
through
Australia went through transition. Also,
the
Ashish was referring of South Africa, England, and Australia.
yeah,
But
England is
Australia,
not
have
there.
they changed a lot? Okay, I think he's speaking of Ben Doer, Shreyas, maybe. I think he was the only new face yesterday, right? Aaron Hardy. Aaron Hardy has been there for quite some time, I think, here and there.
I think he played that one series after the World Cup against India.
Yeah, against India, that where Maxwell scored that 100.
Already, yeah. See, Mitchell Stark and all the players are rested because of the PGT is coming and they have to keep
Yeah,
them
I
fresh.
think also English was stuff has some sore quadricep or something.
Yeah, so that was one of those things that what happened. Say England is in a transition mode. They are in a kind of a transition mode where, apart from Butler, I don't see any of the old guy in the test in the ODI side. I think Joe Root won't come back in the ODI side. I don't see him getting come back. Maybe in the
Yeah, if
championship.
we speak of that golden side of 2019, which won the World Cup, I think only Butler will be the constant in 2025.
Yeah, maybe Butler, maybe Archer can be there. Rashid is one of the players is who was
Stokes,
there.
I'm not sure if he's gonna come back again.
Yeah, not sure about Stokes.
And Root
Maybe,
also, I'm not sure. Roy
maybe yeah,
Bairstow, anyways, gone. Morgan gone. Uh, Vokes, maybe he can come back. I don't know. Though I'm a bit skeptical of how he will perform in
yeah.
Asia.
Utkarsh is saying Australia went into a transition, but never felt the transition actually after
After
2016
2016,
class.
Faulkner, Clark, Sky, Berndorf, Rogers, etc. Okay, so he's saying these guys. Yeah, Faulkner is one guy whom I just don't know how he vanished, where he vanished, what happened to him.
Where do we, I mean, Faulkner wasn't dropped. I think he had a fabulous 2015 World Cup. He was the man of the match in 2015
Yeah,
World Cup, but the one
I
man,
think his last series maybe was in 2017. Some I think he played that India series, which India won 4-1, that ODI
yeah,
series.
I mean, he kind of vanished out of the before that World Cup in
Also,
England.
I mean, the surprising thing was he didn't even feature in the IPL auctions. Also, I think he didn't get any team or something in
Well,
18.
once in a mega auction, you are not being bought by any of the franchise. You know your time is over. I think he played for Gujarat Lions in 2017 and then was unsold in a mega auction in 2018. So you knew his time was off. And yeah, that's it. He is from. I
I
think
mean,
Faulkner
the
story.
player of the match from 2015 World Cup final, how he vanished.
Yeah, and that happens. See, with the change of the era, these things happen. I think Faulkner is from Victoria, if I'm not wrong. Sorry, he's from Tasmania, so he maybe has been involved in one of those coaching periods, maybe with
Yeah, I
Hobart or
think he
what.
played BBL for Hobart Hurricanes for quite some time.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
He played BBL. He played BBL for Hobart. He played for Melbourne Stars with Maxi. So these are one of the things that happens. But
Also, with the
Australia,
emergence of Stoinis post 2017, I think slowly he started losing his spot. Though I still feel Faulkner was a much better player in ODIs. I think it went. If I speak of T20s, then maybe Stoinis will get the nod. But ODIs, I think Faulkner was a much better player. Stoinis, I mean, his only impactful knock, I remember that 149 against New Zealand. Apart from
yeah,
that, ODIs, I don't remember any impactful knock from him.
no, yeah, he hasn't been consistent enough with both bat and ball. See,
Uh,
yesterday was one of the games I felt England was quite careless, I would say. DK said on first day, it feels like London today in Chennai. With only get home behind there. I don't know.
Utkarsh is on a Utkarsh is on cloud nine at the moment. I mean, he's just having some real Friday night mood.
I mean,
Also, I mean, guys, we are putting out short stories almost every day now. We are making on these days stories and also birthday specials for some great players. I mean, we have done for Rashid, we have done for I think we have done for Rashid Ashwin, some on these days like Yuvraj six sixes, also the Klassen Miller historic partnership versus Australia, Maxwell Carey heroics, and then we're reviewing. Shubhradeep is doing his reviews almost every day for the test matches. So, guys, please keep a watch out. And we have created separate playlists also. Please watch those stories. Please let us know your feedbacks and please share with as many people as possible.
You can comment us any of the stories you want to hear us, and we'll do our
Yeah,
research and
also, definitely any of the stories like Shubhadeep did one on, I think, Mike Gatting. I did one on that Brendan McCullum run out, which eventually came back to bite him in 2023.
see to yesterday's one of the games, England and Australia. I was really devastated to see how England batted. They were struggling so much against the Australia spinners. Adam Zampa had his 100 game yesterday, 100 ODI game for Australia. It
Yes,
was pretty
thanks a lot,
clear.
Utkarsh. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, those two. Thanks, Ustash. The batting, they started off brilliantly. Ben Duckett was pretty brilliant, 95 he scored, but you cannot give wickets to Marnus Labuschagn's part-timing deliveries. You can't give wickets to Travis Head. That's not acceptable from an England side. That's not acceptable if you are playing international cricket, especially with that kind of mindset. I think they when they were careless, sometimes trying to be carefree. You went into a careless mode, and
Yeah,
they went into
anyways, in Trent Bridge, you need to put up huge runs on the board. And then I think England's bowling also was pretty horrible. They absolutely looked clueless. I think they
yeah,
dropped Travis Head early on. That was a difficult chance to Bryden Curse or someone. I don't exactly remember.
yeah,
But
Trident
I
cuts.
think, yeah, apart from that, they just couldn't create any chances mostly. I mean, they were absolutely horrible on that flat track. And it reminded me of that South Africa match in the 2023 World Cup where Klassen just made a mockery of the English attack.
See, I love Travis Head not only for his innings but because of his honesty. I've always loved when the players come in representation and show their honesty there at the end of the day. He spoke about that one spell he faced against Geoffrey Archer towards the start of the innings. The ball was swinging, the absolutely. I think if you see the opening spell of Geoffrey Archer, 4 overs, none for 35, you would say he bowled badly. That wasn't the case. The ball was swinging, went smelling past with outside edge, he was dancing on the track, but he negotiated the period and then make the runs at the end of the day. And Travis had accepted the fact that had Geoffrey ball, if one of those balls could to the edge, it could have been end of the day for me. So I was pretty lucky enough to negotiate the period of time when it was hard to bat, and then got funds of whatever hard work I made. And she was really honest. That's the honesty you always want. Irrespective of how many runs you have scored, you have to be honest with your work in the field, and that will always help you at the long run. Slick Idiot is after he's back. Slick Idiot is back after a long time. I can't see him for a long,
Yeah.
long time. He's back. What happened to Kohli against Spin? Yeah, is his eyesight getting low? I
I
think.
think
See,
this problem against spin for him started in late 2019 and then it extended in 2020 or something, and then from there he has this problem. Even in the shorter formats, he has this problem of accelerating against spin. He has quite a few times he's failed to read the googly, and also against these left arm orthodox bowlers, he has had his problems.
yeah, I'm not sure about his eyesight, but I think it about his mindset. Sometimes he has gone into. I think he has been one of those petrified persons. The offspring will come. I have so many issues.
Also,
So
maybe sometimes with age, I think these reflexes against spin, and I think players tend to have difficulties against spin. I remember MS, who used to be very good against spin in his early days, but with age, mostly what he used to do was dance down the tracks more than the spin, but he usually had difficulties in reading the spin and smacking them.
and at one point in time, I think Steve Smith will go through that phase again. He is one of those persons who depend on a lot on his eyesight, so he will go through that kind of a period in the future. He's not that at the age of facing it, but he will come to that. Okay, musical being one. He's saying who will open for Australia in
Yeah, I
BGT.
think you are new to the channel. If so, please subscribe to the channel and please share with more and more friends. Also, coming back to your question, who will open for Australian BGT? I mean, Khawaja is surely
Raja
there.
and Travis said. I
Now,
think Travis side has been talked about it. Is
yeah, I
it?
think last day we talked also about it. I mean, maybe I particularly won't prefer Travis Head facing the new ball, but then again, I think maybe Australia is thinking that way. If Travis Head doesn't open, I don't know who they're gonna do. Are they gonna try with Cameron Green? But I'm not very sure.
I'm not sure about Cameron because it was a bit hard
But
for
that's
him
the
to just
point. I mean,
straight away come
the
and
way
open the
Travis
innings.
Head plays,
And
do
if
you
you they
want
are
to waste
winning
him
with
facing the
Travis
new
Head,
ball?
well, I'm happy as an Indian fan. I'm happy as an Indian fan if he's coming against the new ball as a fresh Bumrah is bowling, fresh Siraj and fresh fast ball is bowling. I'm pretty happy that one of those balls will come and edge it. I think he's struggling in the fourth and fifth time line. I've seen Jofra Archer making him struggle in T20 series and also in the ODI series. He has been struggling in the fourth stump. Bit of a short lane delivery, which is towards the fourth and fifth stem line, which is coming into the in swinger, fourth and fifth stem line, a little bit on the shorter lane. And Stravis have been struggling continuously against those short deliveries. So Bumrah Siraj, keep an eye on Jofra Archer. Speaking to Travis said, keep an eye on it. Okay, Utkarsh is saying England should have scored 400 and no start. No, he's alone.
Absolutely.
Ben Stewart is injured. Abbott having bad days. True,
I mean, the kind of
true. At
start they
one
got
point of time,
yesterday,
they were.
they should have capitalized on that. They had
I think at
enough
one point
batting
of time
down
they
the
were
order.
Yeah,
They
they
should have.
left 210 odd. I think they are going at a run rate of seven. I think they have 7 wickets in hand. And suddenly, when the spinners came in, Marnus Labuschagne, with one of his the poor deliveries, long hops, and they kind of gifted him wicket. Donating wickets in ODIs will not help you at longer run. And as I mentioned, Harry Brook with that comment made me smile or made me making fun of it for a long, long time. So I think England need to understand. I also spoke about the same thing in the test matches. They are not giving much credit to the winning teams. There is one thing about winning games when you have it in your hands. You got to make sure that you are when you are under control of the whole game, when you are in the driver's seat, you have to take care of the opposition and make them feel that you are ahead in the game. That's something they need to learn. This is a new thing. I understand Harry Brook is a new captain. Has been under pressure. Obviously, hasn't scored runs against Sri Lanka. Some of our dismissals against Sri Lanka, especially in the last test match in Kennington Oval, wasn't really praised. A lot of former players. Michael Vaughan was one of them. So he need to learn something. And before making a comment, that's very special. One thing I'm going to mention. Before making a comment, if you are England captain, before making a comment, think twice, think thrice, and still don't make a comment. If you are not really sure about what you are saying, especially being a captain of the side, be absolutely crystal clear and firm before saying something. Your comments can change the whole world against you. That needs to learn. He's young guy. I understand he's young guy. At a stage of his young career, you say so many things that can come back to you. But 20 years, 20 years later, you will come back to him. Where is the spectacles guy gone? Not
I think
Indian captain.
Abhishek,
He's saying Abhishek or not today. He says not today. So is he talking about? Okay, he's talking about Ritik.
Abhishek or Ritik.
Maybe Ritik because he said not today. So maybe Ritik. I think he has the office to work, Utkarsh. So maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow when the game
Yeah, I
ends.
think he's a bit busy with some other things. So, anyways, I think he will be there. Maybe with some stories also.
If you
But
guys
yeah,
wanna hear one of the stories, you can just comment us here. We'll pick one of the stories and do one of those in the later half in the short story. Any story you wanna hear us, any kind of a record you wanna hear us, any review want of any player, technical aspect you can share us. If you want to hear any technical aspect, we are not kind of a international guys. We haven't played domestic cricket, so as much as we know, we will do our research, see how things happen, and they will come up with it. It's not easy. Won't be easy on us. We are not kind of a certified players. We will know understand all the things, but we'll try to do our research and then come back. We also make mistakes. I know one few comments I saw a few days ago. Why so many injuries in Australian side? Ah, why so injuries in Australian side? Maybe off season because maybe they are in the off season. I think they played the T20 World Cup, then they had a couple of months break. I don't know how to take care of those off seasons. I'm not sure about these injuries to be honest. Uh, Hard to see. Maybe it's one of those niggles that you don't take care of at the early stage of your career, and it kind of developed from the smaller size and it went into a big injury. Because when you are under a bit of a niggle, take care of it from the. We always say if you are in a disease, take care of it. Consult the doctor. Take your treatment from the earlier stage. Otherwise, at one of those stages will come when it will get reach to a stage where you have to kind of consult a doctor. So I think injuries has it all those niggles has been transported into injuries. I would say I'm not really sure about the real reason, to be honest, because I'm not really pinpoint. But yeah, this is something which happened. Josh Hazelwood is struggling. Mitchell Stark is struggling. I think uh, I think Ben Joris is struggling. I think he's out of the ODI series, if I'm not wrong. I think Australia will need to, hand a debut to their under 19 World Cup man who was in the squad. Yeah, injured players Lance Morris, Jai Richardson, Nathan Ellis, Spencer Johnson, Riley Meredith, Hazelwood Nigel. Yeah, Hazelwood Nigel. I think Spencer Johnson injured himself during the 100. Nathan Ellis was the same case in the 100. I'm not sure about Lance Morris, maybe stress fracture. These things happen when you, as I mentioned, when you have a
Yeah, I think
little
Jai Richardson has had a lot of injuries, to be honest, ever since his debut. I think he's had the potential, but he's never been able to play consistently because of these
injuries
injuries here and there.
will be part and parcel of any player at any career, whether it's international or domestic. It's important for them to take care of it and understand that where you need to take care of it in the off seasons. Australia is one of those teams, along with India or England, who doesn't actually have the advantage of so many off seasons. They play so much cricket in the whole year. I was really surprised that India got a chance to recover themselves before a test season. It was a pretty advantage for them. They don't have a. It was very rare to see India not playing for 30 days. It's so rarity. You can't see that happen with
Yeah, more
Australia.
than 30 days, in fact. I think the
More than
last played
30
on
days.
2nd or 3rd of August and then on 19th of September, so around one and
And
a half
from
months.
here on, they will play two test matches against Bangladesh and three T20Is against Bangladesh. Then they will play the four T20Is against South Africa. They have three test matches against New Zealand. Then the Australia series, then the Champions Cup. Then in between, they have a home series against England. Then they have the IPL. Then they will go to England, the whole test series. Then they will come back again to, I think, host Sri Lanka, one of those teams. So huge kind of a calendar. The same with England. They will play this Pakistan series, then they'll move to West Indies, then they'll move to New Zealand, then they'll move to India for a series in between after Christmas, then the Champions Trophy, then the IPL, then the home series against Zimbabwe, India, West Indies, South Africa. Till August next season, England players are not taking any rest. So these things
Yeah,
happen. And
the 100 in between, and then at the
in
end of the
between,
year, the acid
go
test in Australia.
I mean, as an England player, if you see, if you are an all-format player like Harry Brook, it's hard on you to be involved in all the three formats across, at a time. So it becomes really hard for him to understandably. Just
I
talking
think
about.
Utkarsh is asking about the under 19 bowler.
I saw him a little bit because I'm not really sure about. I haven't really read a lot about Bradman. I think I will see when he makes his debut how he bowls. I think he saw one of those games against India in the final. If he's from the T20 under 20 World Cup. But yeah, once he comes back, I hope he is one of those aspects, young aspects. Australia will take care of him. That's important when you are playing one of those young guys. Let's see how he bowls. Once he plays the first game, then I will see where he stands. We will come back. We will do a video on if he will do something exceptional in the first ODI. I'm not sure about whether he plays in. I think that tomorrow is the game is in Headingley. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not sure
yeah.
about playing in Headingley, but I think in 5 matches he will get a chance. He's selected one the squad against England. Yeah, because he is can't hear. I think he's commenting
Right.
without hearing him. He's like so. But yeah, okay. We are talking about Afghanistan. Excellent team. Excellent. Something is happening with Afghanistan, which is why do you guys see it? I'm coming to Rajat about where do you see Afghanistan has kind of developed themselves? Is it about the resources? Is it about the exposure Rashid Khan has brought? All the players have been playing in the leagues around the world. Where do you
Yeah,
see this?
definitely. I think the leagues has definitely done a magic on them. I
I
mean,
think
it's
yeah,
given them
I think
more
it's
exposure,
it's
more
everything
confidence.
combined. I think yeah,
Yeah,
it's everything combined. So number one, Afghanistan, they have been playing in India, so they are getting the best of resources. They're getting the
yeah,
resources, the best of stadiums, the best of resources, the best of backing. Number two, as you said, that the Afghans, they play a lot of limited over cricket across the world. Throughout the year, they play in the. I think most of them play in the IPL. A lot of them play in the Big Bash, and I think some of them played in the this Major League Cricket or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Rashid Khan. I think they played in the CPL also, maybe
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah. So yeah,
PSL,
so
BPL.
yeah,
Play
yeah. So
100,
there
they
are
play
there are
20
so many
something.
there are so many T20 leagues
Yeah.
happening around the world. So that's where they have developed the white ball this thing. And also there is another thing. If you, I mean, I know we don't talk politics here, but if you think about the political situation currently in Afghanistan,
Mhm.
so cricket is bringing respite to people over there because
Yeah.
it's
True.
so claustrophobic. The environment over there is so claustrophobic. I think I was hearing Rashid Khan or someone else talk about the interview. So they were saying that they have inspired a generation of a people generation of young guys in a country where the kids from a very very young age they used to pick up weapons. Now they're picking up cricket bats. So I think it has come cricket has come to a point of no return for these players. So they have set such a standard, like it's like do or die. So they have to establish themselves, because at some point of time I think the Afghanistan team, they did not have any backing from the current government. I will not take name of who is running the government, because of there can be copyright issues. So but we all know what is happening. So I think I mean, this political situation, so that has pushed them to the brim. And I think the same thing has happened to Bangladesh as well, because
Yeah.
Bangladesh had a pathetic T20 2023 World Cup and a 2024 World Cup. And like a team which does not play well in the white ball format is very rarely seen to play well in the red ball format, because that requires a lot more resilience and a lot more compassion and a lot more patience. But if you see Bangladesh, they are also going through some kind of political turmoil at this point.
Yeah.
And cricket is the only thing that because Bangladesh, unlike India, they are not they unfortunately they do not have the resources to be good at any other sports, because India has become one of the best in hockey currently as well. And India is also doing quite well in some other sports. If you
Football.
see Olympics and Paralympics, like shooting, javelin, etc.
Yeah. Excellent.
But Bangladesh, neither they have hockey. They have serious passion for football, but they don't have that such a developed league. They don't have those quality players. They don't have those stadiums. They have cricket. They have some players to look up to. And like these people, Shakib Al Hassan, Litan Das. I think you all of us, we read that Litan Das's house was put on fire during
Yeah.
during this last turmoil. And Shakib was an MP of the party that was ruling prior to this new government. So Shakib
Yeah. Yeah.
also had to face a lot of criticism. So they also had something to answer. Like we are Bangladeshis and we belong to this country and we want to contribute. And they, I mean, I think it has also come to a point that they wanted to prove themselves to the country. And I mean, if your country can give some good display in sports, I think there's nothing better than
I think
this thing.
if for Bangladesh, that series win in Pakistan actually, gave a new life to the whole fandom cricket.
Exactly.
And one thing
I,
that
I,
I'm gonna
I think
mention,
that is largely inspired from what has been happening behind in
yeah,
Bangladesh as
one
well.
thing that I'm not really sure about the Afghanistan cricket is, is mentioned the government. Australia is actually in the relationships, bilateral relationships with Afghanistan because of the women's cricket is not developing.
Yeah, yeah.
And I wrote one of those pieces with Firdaus Mundosa in ESPN, and she said, wrote that the Afghanistan board and all the management has talked about the thing that it isn't about only like making them play the game. It's about they also arranged a game against Oman in 2022, and the game they didn't really play because the reason which is the government. But it's not about only the players. Sometimes you are not in trying to make them play the game. You not try to put their life on risks, which would be the time it make them play the game, but you
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
want to
but
put their life
yeah,
on
but
risk.
no one asked Australia to go to Afghanistan in Kabul and play in Kabul,
Yeah,
because
if you want to
anyways,
play,
Afghanistan plays in India, which is a fairly safe country. So
Yeah.
and Australia tours India, and like half of the Australian players are like 2-3 months in India almost every year.
Yeah, in
Either
2023, I think they spent almost 7-8 months in India, including the
yeah,
IPL, a
one
there
series
was
in March, then the World
yeah,
Cup,
there was a series in March.
and
Yeah,
then after
there
the
was a
World
series in
Cup also a
September.
series.
Yeah,
what
before the World Cup there was an ODI series, and there
Cricket
was a Test
Australia
series if I
issued that
remember
statement.
correctly.
Cricket
Yeah,
Australia
Yeah,
and
they
issued a
spent around 6-7 months in India only, like players like Warner, Cameron Green, all these players.
whatever they can spend it.
yeah,
I
the
don't
three
know
format
issue with it.
players.
Cricket Australia issued a statement and they said that because Afghanistan is not taking women's cricket seriously, we are ending the bilateral relationships, which is a wrong fact. They are not taking the women's cricket serious. This is a wrong fact. They are not forced to. They can't take it. I mean, if this same
Yeah,
thing happens in India, you can't. Also, this same thing can happen in Australia. They can't force the whole government to go against it. The board can't do that. A cricket board is such a small thing to the whole government. So they are kind of the hands are kind of
yeah,
tied
yeah.
behind the.
Initially, the new government in Afghanistan, they were not supportive of the Afghan team playing cricket, but they are still playing cricket and with the old flag. If you know, the Afghanistan flag has changed.
Yeah,
Previously,
change.
it was a tricolor, red, green,
Yeah,
and black, and now it has changed to something inscribed in Arabic with black
yeah,
on
yeah.
white, and we all know what that stands for. And Afghanistan, the cricket team, they are still playing with the old national anthem and the old flag, and the new government has started supporting and funding these cricket players after their incredible run at the 2023 and 2024 World Cup. So
And I
yes, I
love
mean, like,
South Africa's statement today. South Africa also was, a bit of a scary mode that they can and also take a route of Australia and end their bilateral relationship and maybe postpone this ongoing series against Afghanistan because of the same reason, the government and the women's cricket. But cricket South Africa made a statement that because of the women's cricket, we can't, make put pressure on the men's cricket. They had nothing to do with it, and I found it
yeah,
really realistic, understanding a thing, and pretty
yeah,
much,
that is
man's cricket have been asking.
yeah, that is
Yeah,
exactly my point. Like, government is
I
run by
think
a group,
Utkarsh is
by a
coming up with something. I think it is unethical to play with Afghanistan because the banned women education in Afghanistan playing with Afghanistan would promote these impartial things.
it's a
Utkarsh,
problem. That's a problem. Utkarsh, yeah,
Utkarsh, I want to ask you a question. Like, do you think that if Australia or any other country, they stop playing cricket with Afghanistan, there
yeah,
are 11 players, there are 15 to 20 players in the squad that keep rotating, and there may be 100 players in the mix who get selected, I mean, some of who get selected for one or two series on and off, right? So there may be in total 100 to 200 players in Afghanistan who want to play cricket or are playing cricket on a regular basis, either in a domestic level. I don't think they have a very good domestic structure, and I don't know if they have a domestic structure at all because of the
they have,
situation in Afghanistan.
they
They
have, they
do
have.
have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do have.
Okay. So yeah. So I had very little knowledge about it. So do you think that if Australia or, for example, South Africa or any other country, they stop playing cricket with Afghanistan, do you think that that will make them force start women education, because that is based on some, I mean, that is based on some staunch religious propaganda, and that is based on
Yeah,
some staunch religious beliefs that
yeah,
the government has within themselves, and that is like the basis, the foundation on the of the the government, that is what the government, their ideology is based on. I'm not supporting what they are doing, but do you think that if some countries stop playing cricket with them, these things will stop? It will not stop, but
it's up to
what
the
we are doing,
government after all.
yeah, but what they are doing in turn is that Afghanistan cricket, at least the men's cricket, was flourishing, and the country was getting known to people. The country was getting known across the world. Afghanistan had only been known for wrong reasons for the last 60, 70 years.
Hmm.
So Afghanistan had only been known for, and now people were knowing that there were some people, some 100, 200 people who wanted to play cricket, and there were the normal masses who wanted to back these people, and so they were coming to the world in a positive limelight for the first time in many years, and we are taking that opportunity away from them.
Yeah,
Do you think that is right? Do you think that is ethical?
and it
It
is
is
not,
only when yeah, it is
and I
only
found
when
Yeah,
it
this
ridiculous.
yeah, it comes under global limelight, then we will be able to push forward for these propaganda better. I mean, like women's education, equality, and those things.
That's ridiculous. When
definitely.
some of the fans, some of the comments are against the Afghanistan man side, they have nothing to do with it. They can't actually force the government just to make the women's education and all the kind of things. They can't do it. That's the bottom line. Says it. India, if India had it been the place, thankfully they're not. If had it been India in the same place, they cannot do it. You cannot blame the men's cricket team for whatever the situation has been in Afghanistan for the government. That's up to the government. They cannot do it. ACB doesn't have the
Yeah, and the government
cricket
is
board.
run by a handful of people. The government is run by a
Can people
handful of
do?
people, and it is
Yeah,
also not, that this government has been elected by people. It is not a democratic government. We all know what happened in 2020 or 2021, right? It is not a democratically elected government, so probably it is not supported by most of the masses. So it is not carrying the message of the masses. That is what I'm trying to convey. So I mean, like,
Yes, it does.
it's a very minor section of people who are of the entire country who the government are representing.
But
Yeah.
playing with them will get a sense of acceptance for the actions like Pakistan is trying to get a sense of secure environment in the country by inviting India in Champions Trophy.
Well, it's not like a sense of acceptance, to be honest, because India played with them. So many
Yeah,
teams have played with them. It doesn't mean that Australia can't.
yeah,
Australia have
and these two situations are very different. Like
different. Yeah,
Afghanistan never did anything. Afghanistan, even if you see that Afghanistan is currently not the safest country in the world, or Afghanistan has not been the safest place in the world for the last couple, I mean, almost 1 century. They have never done anything to Australia, have they?
and
But we all know what I don't want to get political, but we all know what India and Pakistan's relationship, I mean, where we stand,
Yeah.
and we also know why the bilateral series stopped. We used to go to play.
yeah,
I mean, even in our childhood, we used to see India regularly tour of Pakistan, and Pakistan tour India.
Yeah, it all stopped after 2008. I think if Pakistan came to India for one series in 2012 or 13.
Yeah. So
But I
it
think
was
we
very
always
after that,
so it is very
yeah
evident.
we always talk about BCCI, how strong BCCI is. Even being so much strong, the BCCI is actually handed over all the responsibility to the government. They have said it. If the government say we can't go to Pakistan, we can't go to Pakistan. Even if we want to, we cannot. It's up to the government to give us the green signal, and then it's up to us whether they want to. But if the government says you can't go, no matter how strong a cricket body is, you cannot take your team forward because all the acceptance will be on you if something bad happens in the trophy. So game is the board is just a part and parcel of the
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
government.
yeah.
The
Basically,
government is a huge line
yeah,
person.
we don't have a problem against playing against Pakistan. The
Yeah,
problem is conducting a bilateral series. A bilateral,
bilateral, because you have to go there.
yeah. Number one, a bilateral series will mean that, I mean, like, we want to play. I mean, like, we want to, build the
Have relations.
relationships with them. I mean,
Yeah,
like nothing happened, and like playing in a tournament, that is fine. So they are very, I mean, completely different situations.
and Australia is different thing. I saw they don't want to play Afghanistan bilateral series, but they want Rashid to come and play the Big Bash League because they know there will be embarrassment, all those things. Rashid has done the right thing just to avoid the Big Bash for the last 2 3 seasons because he says if you can't want to play us in a bilateral series, it's wrong for me to go there and stay for 2 3 months just to because of the embarrassment. It needs me. That's the right thing Rashid has done. If and especially in the World Cups, if you can play them in the World Cups, what's the problem by literacies? Come to India, come to any other country, whatever you want, go to UAE and play them if you are really interested in playing them. Okay, that's it. I think that's enough from Afghanistan thing. On that
Yeah,
prospect, we have some comments. Meanwhile, Kane and Joe is scoring. It's high time Virat should wake up. Is lion mindset
guys,
like 2000?
is my video frozen?
2018.
India
No,
has
now
No,
it's
I
already
okay.
been these
no, I
issues.
think now it's clear. King Joe is scoring, so it's high time Virat should wake up. So, I mean, definitely, yeah. Virat had one of his peaks till 2019. I think even in Test cricket, he was excellent in 2018. I mean, in South Africa, he was so good. I mean, he had one of his best ever tours in England, and then in Australia also he scored that wonderful 100 at the Optus Stadium, coming into bat at 8 for 2 against a deadly Australian pace attack. But I think in 19 also he was pretty good. I think after COVID, his performance declined. He was struggling in Test cricket for 3 4 years, averaging in the mid 20s, and I think he's never been able to again recreate that peak. But let's see. I mean, definitely Joe Root has raised way ahead of Virat at this moment. But let's see what unfolds in the upcoming years.
Okay, let's move to this thing. He said Bangladesh is a small version of Pakistan. It was Litan Das, it was Moshe Martaja, Sri Lanka. Afghanistan produces mixed shift spinner every morning. True. What is it? Allah Gafanzar. What is his name? His real name.
Allah
Ghaznav.
Gazanfar. I think he was in KKR also this year for Mujib's replacement. Allah
His
Gazanfar.
action, his action is quite similar to Varun Chakrabarti. Quite similar.
Yeah.
I think quite near to
I mean,
Varun.
how many spinners I've seen from Afghanistan? I mean, Nabi was the first one. Then Rashid came up, Mujib came up. Qais Ahmed is there. He doesn't play a lot of games for Afghanistan. He plays in the BBL and all those. Then I think there was, and then Noor Ahmed came up.
Noor
He played
Ahmed,
the IPL. Now
what a
Allah
game!
Ghazan for, I think there was that one left arm spinner. He played a couple of games. I don't exactly remember his name. He played in the Asia Cup 21 also.
Yeah,
Um,
so
then
many spinners. They are known to
then
be
there
in
was
those.
one left arm spinner, Kharote or someone who played in this
Karote,
T20 World Cup.
exactly.
I think.
Karote was there. So many, so many. Even if you see the under 19 World Cup, they had the kind of bunch of guys who come. And quite Ahmed, he's still
Yeah, for
naive
Sri
to
Lanka also, I mean, so many spinners in the last few years. Hasaranga has been the constant one. Then Thikshan has come up in the ranks. And there's Dunit Veralage.
you
There was
mentioned
Praveen Jayavikram. Praveen Jayavikrama played a couple of
Praveen Jayavikrama.
matches.
Yeah, you
Then this
mentioned
Prabhat Jayasuriya. Before him, spitting fire was Lasith Embuldenia. He was at his peak for those 1 or 2 years in the middle. Lasith Embuldenia. I remember him bowling that pitch of a delivery to Virat in his 100th test at Mohali.
yeah. Allah, sorry, Qais Ahmed. Qais Ahmed actually played three under 19 World Cups. That's pretty, I think, unimaginary that he played one under 19 World Cup at the age of 14, then 16, and then 18. 319 World Cups is a pretty, I mean, most of the
I think
times you think
Yeah,
that,
Utkarsh is still stuck on the previous topic.
okay, so India has been always lenient on these issues. We should play on front foot. We should also oppose Bangladesh for XYZ reasons going on. Yeah, I saw this thing, and that's the reason I always keep politics out of the game. I don't always keep those politics kind of things inside the game because when you start thinking about these things, the game will feel a lot smaller to you, and those things will keep a bit bigger thing. But at the end of the day, it's the game. See, Bangladesh has been going on. I see so many things is going on those Kanpur games, so many security got part. Even if with the Chennai test, there's so many talks that the game, the series should have been postponed because of the reasons that you know. But let's not talk about it much. I think that,
Whenever you mix politics with sports,
yeah,
it is bound to mix, bound to get mixed. But whenever you mix it too much,
yeah.
overcook it. It's messed up. Pakistan could
I
not
find
play a single match at Wankhede because of security reasons. Yeah,
I
Yeah,
find
yeah.
that
In the World Cup also, I think if
that
they qualified for the semis, and if they faced India, then India would have played the semi at Eden.
Eden Gardens.
well,
Because
they Pakistan.
there was some security issues at Wankhede because I think one of the political
I think they are not
some
allowed
organization.
allowed to play in Mumbai or something like that.
No,
Yeah,
I think I will not take the name, but one organization they threatened to cause some havoc if Pakistan played in Mumbai or something. True.
and the same
DC
thing
man is
happened.
back.
And the same thing happened with Pakistan. I still can't understand why the cricket team can't tour India,
You,
but the hockey team still can easily come to Hyderabad or Odisha and play the hockey series. So that I found it really
Yeah.
ridiculous to understand
So,
the political things. So
Brew.
hockey team
I
can
mean,
come.
we are discussing on the three ongoing series, rather four ongoing series, we should say. We forgot to mention the South Africa Afghanistan at the beginning, but we have had a lot of talk on that also. And apart from that, the other three series, as you can see in the headlines, also India was Bangladesh, England on Australia, and the one going on at Gaul, Sri Lanka versus New Zealand.
no. Utkarsh. I would like to take this comment. Like I never said that lives of our people or education of women do not matter. You completely
Bro, after
misinterpreted
UK
my
Australia war,
statement.
everybody boycott Russia due to racism. So was brand while as a people education movement doesn't matter. Hey, who says it? We didn't say it. We
We did
didn't
not
say
say
it.
that.
Because
We did not say that.
we didn't.
I
Or
was
from
saying
you.
my point was my point always had been like if there is a little bit of progress that's being going on, why stop that? Because at some other sector there is zero progress.
Yeah,
Like if you planted three seeds for three trees to come up and one tree comes up and you say that no, I wanted all three trees to come up, so there is only one tree coming up, so I'll chop it off. What's the point? Are you getting my point? So I never said education of women do not matter, right? So you have to only when you take a step forward, only when that's what I was trying to say. Only when Afghanistan comes to the global limelight in a positive fashion will the UN or other politically influential countries, or even India for that instance, or other government can create pressure on the Afghan government that now you need. Now it's the 21st century. It's 2024, 2025. Your cricket team, your men's cricket team is doing so well. So why not let the women's cricket come up, or why not let them go to Why not let them start with education? See, Saudi Arabia, a couple of days before, I was having a meeting with a professor in Saudi Arabia, and he's based in Kaust, and he was telling me that Saudi Arabia was an extremely conservative country in 2008 or 9 when he had joined Kaust. You know, Kaust is King Abdullah University of Science and Technology, and now you can see that Saudi Arabia has accepted globalization. Saudi Arabia is bending its rules. You know, it's a staunchly Islamic country where living is not acceptable. But now
Yeah.
they are inviting players from Europe, and they bent the rules for Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo is staying with his girlfriend and his children over there, which is considered to be haram according to Islam, like, you know, like hardcore
Cannot
Islam.
do it.
Yeah, but they are bending the rules. If Saudi Arabia, the hub of Islam, if they can change the rules, then why not Afghanistan? The faction that is ruling Afghanistan is basically, you know, a derivative of the Wahhabi Islam that was generated in the 18th century, right? If you're talking about history. And so if Saudi Arabia, if the home ground, I mean, if the home country of Islam, if they can be lenient so much, if UAE can be lenient so much, I have seen pork being sold in supermarkets in UAE, and UAE is an Islamic country, and they are allowing pork. Can you believe it? Dubai has separate sections for pork. I mean, obviously you cannot eat it in front of. I mean, there are some restrictions, but they are allowing people who are from other community or other countries or other religions or other beliefs. They're allowing them to consume what they want, and that is why they're progressing. Now you see Saudi Football League is watched so much across the world. They even defeated Argentina in the FIFA World Cup. That, I mean, even though that was a mishap, but that did happen. UAE is doing so good in science and technology. They are doing well in science and technology. They are doing well in women's education. A lot of businesses and startups are starting. They are inviting a lot of people, and a lot of people are going not just for labor jobs, but they are also going for, you know, for settlement, for proper settlement. Like, even when I went to Dubai in 2023, I felt much safer than New York. I'll be honest with you. I felt much safer, and it was as lenient as it could be. So, I mean, like, we should not judge a book by its cover, and we should not, like, if something is not progressing now, it will not progress after 10, 20 years. So let the progress happen at its own pace.
Yeah, I think definitely. I mean,
and 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 and,
getting
and,
it-
and, if there is, you know, there, if something becomes intolerable beyond a certain point of time, then it is bound to happen that there will be civil protests. It has happened in Iran. It has happened in Afghanistan previously. Afghanistan previously, the mass protests toppled this government only 20 years back, and now they are back to power. And probably that might just happen. There are civil protests going on in Bangladesh, in Pakistan, in Myanmar, in India currently. So, I mean, like, if something goes beyond your control or beyond your tolerance, then protests will happen. But everything takes time.
True. And the match still have nothing to do with it. And so
Yeah. So,
that's the
sorry
bottom
for the
line.
non-cricket lecture, but
No, 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 no. This is the way. It was important. That was important. It was quite important for many of the cricket fans to understand what is going on. Some of them kind of make so many misinterruption of the game and the political part. Bringing the political part is something that I always try to. I wrote one of those articles. I think it was 3, 4 years ago. Please keep the political part out of the game if you want to enjoy it. If you try to put the political part, at the end of the day, you will lose your interest on the game because your mind will always go back to this thing. And at the end of it, I've seen it. The cricket is on the thing that always get hampered by this political aspect. The football doesn't get
yeah,
hampered. Hockey doesn't get hampered. Any game doesn't
and
get
just
hampered.
yeah, and just because of the government, we are butchering an entire country.
Yeah.
We are butchering an entire country. I will tell you one example. I mean, it's one of my personal experiences. I mean, I love to share it with people. So I was in New York in 2019, and it was John F. Kennedy Airport, 10 o'clock at night. So right outside the international terminus, there is a taxi stand, and at the taxi stand, I will always remember this event. So at the taxi stand, there was a guy who looked somewhat like an Indian guy. So I asked him that I wanted to go to New Jersey because my hostel was booked in New Jersey, and it was January 2019, so it was extremely cold, like -5, 6 degrees Celsius. So this guy, so I told him, like, what's the fare? So usually, fare from JFK to New Jersey at that during that time was something around $70 or $80. So I told him, like, what's the fare? He told me that it's usually 70 or 80, but I'll take 50 from you. It was too cold, so I got inside the taxi, and then he started talking to me, and then he asked me, where are you from? And then I asked him, where are you from? And then he said, I said, I'm from Kolkata. He said, I'm from Karachi. I've been living in in New Jersey for a long period of time. And then in the end, when I tried to give him $80, I said, no, this is like your hard earned money. Why should I take a slice of this from you? So he said that, no, son, see, I saw you suffering. Back then I was 19 years old. So he said that, I saw you suffering in the cold. I mean, like, you are not accustomed to this American winter. I think you are here for the first or second time during the winter. So I mean, like, I have a daughter of your age at home. So if it was my daughter, if it was my daughter traveling in New York at this late at night, and there was an Indian taxi driver, do you think he would not have done the same thing? And that
Yeah.
touched my heart, and I will always treasure that memory forever. So he's a Pakistani guy, and he knew that I was Indian. And if he had
Yeah.
malicious intentions, then he could have done anything to me. It was 10, 11 at night. New York is not a very good, safe city, so to say. But he chose to do this. And this will always stay with me for the rest of my life. And
You
even when I'm
mentioned
seeing this,
racism. You
I still have
mentioned
goosebumps. Yeah.
yeah,
So,
Utkarsh mentions racism. Racism is one of the things that is comes from this mind. It's not about the Michael Holding has one of those brilliant lectures on racism. If you want to say the Sky Sports has availability, it's so beautifully understandable that why it has racism. He mentioned how all those things comes from the mind, and all the kind of research has been done on racism. Go and check it. You will realize what has happened. You guys are talking
there,
about
yeah,
when we are talking
there,
about cricket. But why
Yeah,
we are
I
talking?
mean, definitely. I mean, what has happened, you guys?
no, we
No, no,
just
no.
went a bit philosophical. Sorry, we just went a bit
We just
philosophical. Yeah.
no, no.
Yeah, yeah. So let's talk about cricket. So, Bubai, what at the moment, a lot of cricket definitely going on. I mean, we are just deviated a lot from the topic. Anyways, it started from cricket, then it ended up to various aspects.
No, something which is needed, which is has
Yeah,
been talked about, and yeah, something which is okay. Last 10 minutes, I would say, if you guys have to speak about or need to say any on topic, we will speak about it. We
Utkarsh,
have
I did
been
not mean to
discussing.
offend you. You are our regular viewers, but I just wanted to, put my
No, no,
point
you
forward.
get to
So
understand.
I hope you understand. I mean, like, we will always have differences,
We
because,
all,
I mean, only when we have differences we can have a fruitful debate, and when we have a
yeah.
fruitful debate is what will take this life forward.
Different minds, different human bodies, they are bound to have
Exactly.
different kind of a knowledge and things. That's why the you can move on in your life. If you ask, if you are actually marching on the same route, the world is not moving at the point of time. I always believe you have got to have a different mindset from person to person. Not about a wrong mindset, but you have got to have different mindsets, right portion, different mindset. But yeah, we are talking about the reviewing the India Bangladesh Test match, the England Australia first ODI at Trent Sri Lanka, and tomorrow the fourth day play will not happen due to election. Yeah, true. Tomorrow the
yeah,
game will be postponed for the day because of the presidential election in Sri Lanka, which I found it. I think it's been almost nearly 12 or
Who do you
16
think
years.
will win? Who do you
Sri
think
Lanka
will
or
win?
New Zealand.
No, I was asking about the
Uh,
elections.
oh no! Don't ask me. See, I two things I'm so bad at. And one is political part, and two is football. The only thing I know about football is there's four corners. You have to kick the ball for the whole 90 minutes. Whoever gets the ball into the goal for the most times they will win. That's the only thing I know about football. And coming to the politics, I had no idea what's the full name of BJP till 2020. That's how bad I am in politics, right? I have no idea about
Utkarsh.
any other parties. Yeah, okay. I have no idea about the political thing. You guys are talking so many things about politics. I have no idea about the political thing in our state too. No idea because I don't keep knowledges about it. I have no news. The only thing I know about the game, and that's why I always try to keep the politics away. Once you are involved in the politics, I still find it ridiculous. Political thing we're talking about. I found ridiculous how one guy in the if for say person one is staying in team A, he is praising the members of the team one for the whole day. Suddenly he changes his team next day and he's blaming the same person he was praising just 24 hours ago. That's how the political things have been growing up, and I found ridiculous to understand how these political things work. So
Politics
ridiculous.
is like club football. I like it. Politics
Keep
is like
it.
club football.
I hate the political things, and I also don't understand truth is politics everywhere. Yeah, bro is right. Politics everywhere, even in the Indian team, there is something which I hate to share about, but I know a few things, few insights which I not really prepared to share at this open platform, which I will do maybe in the future wherever it is. Same page as you, indeed. Cannot skip politics. Yeah, hate it. I hate it.
ये भी
How can
सही
I?
है, bro.
Yeah, we say yeah.
That's
Okay.
what his DP is. That's what his DP is. That guy from
Yeah,
Mirzapur.
yeah, yeah. That guy, he's
Robin.
funny. Robin, his name. Yeah, whatever. Okay, are we done for the day? I think we'll come back tomorrow if we have the game. India Bangladesh wins. I hate
Oh,
politics,
that's good.
especially my
I think
personal
that is done.
point of view.
Could be done.
Then
Australia
okay,
versus England. Yeah, yeah. Tomorrow,
yeah,
Australia versus England is there. Also,
but
I think
India,
India Bangladesh mostly gonna get over tomorrow.
if not
Afghanistan
tomorrow, then
SA. Afghanistan SA. I'm not sure SA playing well now. I think they've just lost one wicket. Babuma has gone out.
Boom has gone out. Okay, they have. Yeah, so Babuma is out, but he scored 38 or 47. Omar Zai has taken the wicket. He scored some pretty good runs. If they lose this game, South Africa, they will lose the series. So got to be really careful of it. Rashid hasn't really bowled. They have faced Gazanfar or whatever it is. Allah. They have faced
Also,
Allah.
Brew, Utkarsh, everyone, keep watching the stories. I mean, every day we are putting out stories and reviews of the test matches day by day. So just keep watching those
Yeah,
and keep sharing your feedbacks.
yeah, maybe share with your friends, and ask, force them to subscribe. Maybe they will
Yeah,
also get hooked on, because if they are cricket fanatics, they will also get hooked on. You know,
hooked on this. Yeah.
because this is
Gurvat.
yeah, this is
Also maybe time to time, Nojatama will come with to discuss a bit of politics also.
No,
maybe
that's
sure,
not
sure.
sure.
I have a lot of politically, these kind of
It's true.
stories
No,
related to and not
I love
related to
it.
cricket. So
Well,
yeah,
love the whole session today. I think we had an hour and 30 minute session, and we spoke about the politics for 50% time. I love the 50% of the period because of something which I am not aware of, but I now know have the knowledges of it. This
most
is really
frustrating.
unprepared South Africa team. Don't think they will chase it. Not sure about whether they will chase it because if they can't, they will lose the series against
Frustrating.
Afghanistan. And tomorrow the headlines will be that Afghanistan has beaten South Africa in the ODI
Sure,
series for
sure.
the very first time. Now excited for tomorrow's Australia versus England's second ODI game. Yeah, if Australia wins tomorrow, they are really going to win the series. That's my gut feeling that they are really close enough. India, Bangladesh will be
India
the same.
versus Bangladesh, your thoughts? I mean, what else? Tomorrow, if we
Or
come live, we can come with the result, which we can say today also. Anyways,
I think the only question in the game is by how much margin India will win the game. That's the only
yes.
question stands there. So where they can, okay, just let me just ask you guys before we kind of leave the chat. Where do you see India finishing up? Should they play till tea? Should they play till lunch? Where should they declare? What target they will be satisfied with? I mean, they're satisfied with at this stage. 350 is enough against Bangladesh
Maybe they
batting
can play
lineup.
the entire
Yeah,
game
I
because
think
they have to bowl.
If Rishabh is there, they can declare on lunch only. If Rishabh gets out, maybe they might play a bit defensively and then maybe extend it till sometime in that second session and then declare.
Yeah, I think that should be
In
good enough.
2023, Aus leads by 2-0, still they lose the series. Okay, so he's speaking of that South Africa series. One story I put out on that class in Miller. Australia lost from 2-0.
Is it 500 could be the target India will targeting? 500 will be enough. I mean, they think they are 309 runs lead, so 200 more runs, and they will take around for say two sessions to
Two
do it. I
sessions.
don't see them. I don't see them India back. I think India bat with aggression. Even if they lose wickets, doesn't really matter. 400, 420 will be enough on this track. The track has started to show its demands, and the ball has been spawning. Some of the ball has been bouncing awkwardly at Jadeja, Srinal will say, as long as Bumrah, Suraj, and Akashdeep. So yeah, the only question is how much margin India wins. I think we are.
Jaiswal innings when India went trouble. Yeah, Jaiswal and Pant played decent enough, but then Pant got out in a pretty poor fashion. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, a lot of time left. I mean, India doesn't have to
Why not?
think of time,
Why not?
and it's
Why
not.
not?
It's not like it's gonna rain or something. So
Yeah. But if you have so much time, why not end the game on the third day or the fourth day and take a couple of extra days of rest? Because of the fast bowlers will find it tough. So they will need to announce the squad for the second test too. They haven't really announced the squad. The squad is only for the Chennai game, so they will also announce the squad for the Kanpur test, which is due to happen, I think, on next Friday. So that's the next Friday we'll have start Kanpur test. So they will announce the score, I think, by Sunday or Monday, maybe after the game ends. So that's side. Okay, are we done for the day? I think we are done.
Yeah,
I
maybe,
think so.
maybe. Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely again tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Anyways, the shorts will keep coming, and please keep subscribing, keep watching, keep sharing. That's it. Also follow us on our social media platforms. We have put out all the links, the three links,
Share as much as
and I
possible.
think
We need to get to 200 by the end of this week.
Yeah, got to do this. We got to do this.
Yeah,
yeah.
let's
So
do
I
it.
think that's it for today.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.